We are tracking severe weather in downtown Buffalo, leaving behind a trail of damage. We will be checking in with News 4's Patrick Ryan in just a moment, who is live in downtown Buffalo. But first, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Todd Santos. Todd, we are getting a lot of images and videos from viewers, very active on social media. What are you seeing on the radar?
Yeah, well, on the radar right now, we're looking at a cluster of thunderstorms. It is still a severe cluster of storms. It's the same cluster that rolled through downtown and through West Seneca, dumping a huge amount of rain. Now they're mostly in Wyoming County. There's a little piece that hangs over into southern Genesee County that you'll see on the radar in a moment. That's a severe thunderstorm warning until 2:45 this afternoon for wind gusts to 60 miles per hour, potentially in excess of 60 miles per hour, and even hail to around 1 inch in diameter. And we'll take a look for both of these when I zoom in a moment. But I did want to at least mention we did have at least a potential tornado touchdown around downtown from this same cluster of storms as it rolled through. It was warned as a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not out of the question that things can spin up, especially because this is close to the radar. But take a close look at this. While it doesn't look like much connecting up to the clouds, you can see that roof get lifted off there. The storm report that came with that was around 2:45 this afternoon. The precise timing not known yet. And I will tell you that the National Weather Service is sending out a survey team because when you just see this piece, you could say, well, maybe that's straight line winds or something like that. But the other part of this is that our tower cam had also recorded on the wider view an actual connection to a funnel cloud, a true funnel that went all the way to the surface. While it wasn't a dark, sort of thing where you totally lost visibility through it, you can still see circulation even in this video. We've been seeing some of these basically from a bunch of different angles, from the Delaware North building. We've seen them from Roswell. We've seen them from the roof of Seneca 1. So we have a few different angles on these storms. One thing I'll just show you on radar real quick is the cluster of storms that's still working its way off toward the east that is still severe is this box right here that goes until 2:45, that yellow blinking box on your screen. I'll put this in motion so you can actually see that roll out of downtown into areas like Attica. Thing is that it's not quite as heavy of rainfall. It is weakening at least a little bit. It's losing some of its lightning. And at least at moment, I'm going to switch to velocity for a sec. Yeah, there's no real rotation showing up in there. So that's a big positive with this. This green box that's back to the west, I should at least mention that because we did have really heavy rain as this thing rolled through. That's a flash flood warning. It goes until 5:45 this afternoon or early evening. It includes areas around Elma, but specifically around West Seneca. That rain, they had 1.7 inches worth of rain in a very short period of time. And we're thinking as that cell rolled through, all that water now has to find the lowest location. And that's going to mean some ponding on roads, if not even localized flooding. So that's one thing we're going to have to watch closely. As this storm rolled through, this is the storm report that I wanted to key in on. Trees down. This is the one that we were just mentioning there. I can get rid of that one. With, again, a car flipped over. And this is basically just to the north of City Hall, as far as I could tell from the video. Let's send it out now live to our Patrick Ryan, who is on the ground, who can actually see some of the damage that this storm left behind. Patrick.
Hey there, Todd. Yeah, we're coming to you live right now from Carolina Street in Prospect. You can see the amount of damage this storm caused, the severe weather, the trees being sheared off, thrown on top of cars. You can see there's several cars right now covered by the trees, just tossed around like toys. City inspectors are also out here right now surveying the damage. We saw the Department of Inspects and Permits Commissioner Kathy Amder down here. Take a look at this car, completely covered. And we spoke to a couple earlier who actually lives on the corner of this street, and they saw a funnel rotation in the cloud, they tell me, with debris barreling towards them while she was in her backyard. Never seen anything like it. Ran to the basement, tried to warn her husband to get down there. They came out and they were just in shock and awe of what they saw. A lot of power lines down as well, and that is a major concern right now for city officials and the utility companies. At last check, I saw the Erie County executive tweeting that National Grid's reporting about more than 800 people are without power in kind of the epicenter of where this severe weather touched down and took place. We're seeing a lot of roofing material as well coming off that was flown around, as well as, less severe damage, just things like garbage cans tossed around. We also have a lot of people out and about just kind of taking it all in. They are taking pictures, taking videos, a lot of people who live around here, but again, city officials urging people to stay inside of their house because there are many downed live power lines, which, as you know, can be very dangerous if you come in contact with them. Even a utility pole completely cracked in half I'm looking at right now. It's a one-way sign that's flipped upside down. It was tossed across the street like a child's toy. It's just kind of incredible. Many people saying they've lived in downtown Buffalo, in this area of Buffalo, their entire lives, and they have never seen anything like this. Of course, as Todd mentioned, the NWS weather surveyors will have to be down here very shortly to take a look at the extent of this damage, to make a determination on officially what happened. And again, just a lot of people out taking it all in. Again, more than 800 people without power. That's according to National Grid and the Erie County Executive, Mark Polenkar. So if you do live in the area, stay home. That's the advice. We're hearing, as far as sounds go, we're hearing car alarms going off. We're hearing fire alarms going off from buildings, you know, potentially caused by that power being knocked out and trees crashing onto the top of some of these homes. We're seeing a lot of roofing debris everywhere. But that's really the scene down here. We're going to mill around, and we'll of course have extended coverage coming up on News 4 at 4, 5, 6 and onward into later in the night. But for now, we'll send it back to you in the studio, Jordan.
All right, Patrick, thank you for your update. Now let's bring in over the phone Dave Bertola with National Grid. He's going to give us an update on what crews with National Grid are seeing out there. Dave, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So currently we're hearing just over 800 customers. Is that the case? What is the number of power outages you're seeing right now?
That's right. It's right around 800, and they're right along Elmwood Avenue from Tupper Street to the north and right around there, and toward the south, it's Prospect Avenue, West Huron Street. I can't emphasize enough the situation that the previous reporter had just talked about, not just about staying home, but staying inside. A lot of times when if the power line is down, you might not be able to see it right away. It could be buried in the grass. It might be adjacent to something that you can't see. Just stay inside, stay away from any downed power line, and all lines should be considered energized and dangerous. So please, just, I know everybody wants to take photos and be part of the story and capture it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, but let's be smart and let's be safe here today.
And we'll get through some more of those safety reminders in just a moment. And we even saw in Patrick's report just before a lot of downed trees. We saw those wires. When it comes to restoration, what are some of the things National Grid crews will be surveying when it comes to the next couple of hours?
Every time there's a storm, a tree will trees pull down our wires, pull down the poles that it was mentioned how they're breaking, and we need to go out, and we already have a supervisor. We have crews on the scene assessing the damage now, and part of that assessment is getting an understanding of the number of poles that need to be replaced and the amount of work that's required to remove the trees from the downed wires and then make the repairs and restore everybody's service. Unfortunately, tornadoes have been part of what we deal with, not just here in Western New York, but a couple of weeks ago we were all across Central and Eastern New York, spending from Tuesday to Saturday restoring people's power. So this has become more of the norm in recent weeks here. So.
Yeah, Dave.
Everybody just stay safe, and we'll do our work, and we'll get it done as quickly and safely as possible, like we always do.
Your crews certainly have been busy in recent weeks. You talked about you will be surveying the amount of work that will be required, the amount of crews that will be needed. With around 800 outages, do you have an estimated timeline as to when we could potentially see power restored for a majority of customers?
It's too early to know right now. This is it happened relatively soon. Although as we're talking here, I encourage people, if they are able, to access our power outage map on your phones, or if you have the app on your phone, to take a look there. And we update that every few minutes with information related to outages and restoration in your area.
All right, and we certainly will make sure we keep our viewers updated with all of that information. They can find it all on our website, WIVB.com. Dave Bertola with National Grid, thank you so much for taking the time this afternoon to update our viewers.
And thank you.
All right, let's bring back in Chief Meteorologist Todd Santos. Todd, the video we are seeing of just the severe system kind of just ripping the roof off and everything, it really is astounding to look at.
It is, and it showed up on our tower cam. A lot of folks have seen at least something that they thought we should see, including I have video of debris flying through there. I can show you a couple of these, but I want to touch on a couple things that are new just as you've been speaking with the gentleman from the power. There's been a severe thunderstorm watch now that's been put out for all of Western New York. It actually extends well out towards Syracuse. That goes until 8 p.m. tonight, meaning the conditions are favorable for strong to severe storms. That was something we were expecting today anyway. We've already had a good area that we've been highlighting for some strong to severe storms, primarily from hail and wind gusts. So that's kind of a key thing with most of what we've been looking at. The other side of things, of course, has been the tornadic cell side of things, and that's just one limited occurrence that happened in Buffalo, and it was a potential tornado. We can't really say that it was one yet, but the National Weather Service is going to send out survey teams. I wanted to touch on one other severe thunderstorm warning that is new, because I'm doing this. We're not scrolling these on the bottom of the screen. I'm actually just talking about them. This one is for southeastern Cattaraugus County and southwestern Allegheny County. It's a totally different cell, but it is capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That warning on that, it's a severe thunderstorm warning, goes until 3 p.m. This afternoon. So we're right near the Pennsylvania line, down around Olean and the Bolivar area, Wirt, Hinsdale, all areas under that current warning right now. And again, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. If I extend to the north a little bit, I did want to at least mention again around West Seneca, as the cell that rolled through the city that prompted the coverage that we're in right now, that rolled through with about 1.7 inches worth of rain reported from a spotter on the ground there. So that's prompted a flash flood warning for areas around South Buffalo to Lackawanna, stretching out toward Marilla, because that storm worked its way through there, just dumping huge amounts of rain as it rolled through. I'm going to go back to my show player for a moment. I guess we do have one other person on the phone, but I at least want to mention one other piece. Not just the tornado itself, but in downtown, as this worked its way through, Terry had shot this video of debris flying around. And this is something that, again, you can actually even see a circulation if you watch very closely in the way this roofing material and other stuff that's been picked up here, even leaves, whatnot, is circulating around. So while it may not be what you picture when you look at a tornado out in the Great Plains or that sort of thing, be thankful that's not the case. We do have a history of tornadoes this far north. Yes, they go back to the 1960s and 70s. Lancaster has seen an EF2. Grand Island and Tonawanda has seen one. That was back in 1961. So there is a history of this. So don't think it doesn't happen at all. And there briefly, you saw a near perfect funnel forming in the final shots there from Terry. So we'll continue to monitor the situation here in the background as far as the storms are concerned and what else we're looking for this afternoon. But want to send it right back now to Jordan.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Joining us now live over the phone, Buffalo Police Commissioner Joseph Galia. Commissioner, thank you so much for taking the time this afternoon. I want to just begin with asking you, what are you hearing from crews currently out on the field?
Well, it's more than, good afternoon. It's more than what we're hearing. We're able to get a visual with our city cameras, the Niagara and Carolina city camera at 12:50, about 12:51. Appears to be right in the middle of it, given the damage in the wind and what we're able to see, the tree damage. But the reports that we're getting back in the 200 block of Niagara Street, a roof was ripped off of a building. There's actually some social media video going around of that. There's some structural damage to a building over in the 200 block of 7th. A lot of trees down, a vehicle flipped over. But now also over at City Mission sustained damage. Over in that stretch, there was roof damage, vehicles flipped over. So a lot of property damage. But fortunately, right now, and we're an hour and 20 minutes into this, no injuries. So we have yet to be made aware of any injuries. But our police officers, firefighters, emergency responders were all there immediately. And they were checking on assessing damage, assessing injuries, and we're still out there.
So certainly you talk about, some down trees, down wires, some flipped cars, a lot of property damage. Definitely good to hear this afternoon that currently there are no injuries reported just yet. What are you seeing as far as traffic signals? What should motorists be paying attention to?
So we've got Niagara and Carolina, that area shut down. We're expanding that. So we're going to expand that from Niagara Street at Niagara Square up to, I believe it's Georgia Street. It might be expanding that Niagara Street will be closed. The lights are all off. There's power outages of about 800 and some odd people that are without power in this area. So we are strongly telling people, don't come down here. Don't come sightseeing. You're just going to clog up the area. We immediately set up a command post in Buffalo Police Headquarters. We have our secondary command post on site down near the area. So we are getting all situated, but we've been working the phones. We've been working through a bunch of different medias and working with all parties. The county's down here. Everybody's working on this together. We've been since the moment it occurred.
And as far as the rest of the cleanup expectations, what are the next steps? How will you approach this as far as the crews on the field while, everyone kind of mans the rest of the phones and everything else?
Like I said, officers, firefighters, DPW workers, county emergency services, everybody's out here. So we've got the areas cordoned off. We're going to keep everybody out of there. And then that's the assessment of damage to any of the structures. Obviously, we've got to make sure we're safe, see what other additional evacuations need to be done. And then after that, we'll come to cleanup.
All right, a lot of really good reminders. Buffalo Police Commissioner Joseph Galia, thank you so much for taking the time this afternoon.
All right, thank you. Take care.
And we are learning that the city of Buffalo will be holding a press conference at 2:30. We will be taking that live. Until then, we will be joining you on air. We will send it back to your original programming. Thank you for tuning in.
This has been a News 4.